What's poppin', YouTube family? It's your girl SHOtheOT, your favorite occupational therapist, here to help you and others live their best lives. Let's get started. Happy OT month! Woo woo! Hi guys! It's been a minute. And when I say minute, I mean like 6 months. Hi, how you doing? Don't look at me like that. We go through the same thing every time I make a video. I'm sorry. I apologize. I mean, I have no excuse. Life is busy. Life gets crazy sometimes. And YouTube just had to take the back burner for a little bit. I'm sorry, but I am back. I will never leave y'all. I told y'all I've kept my promise. I will never not do YouTube unless something crazy happens. But even if that's the case, I'm not just gonna leave without talking to y'all first. I'm gonna let y'all know what's going on, okay? So yes, this was a very long break, but what better way to come back than in OT month? So happy OT month, y'all. Hey, what's up? So today's video, it's all about how to survive that first year out in practice, because your girl, the perfect word is survive. That is it. That is all. Like, surviving is what I'm doing. I'm trying to get to the, thriving area of surviving, but I don't know if I'm there yet, but I'm surviving. And so I just wanted to share some tips with y'all, 5 to be exact, 5 tips to share with you guys on like how I am surviving, how I am getting through this like first pivotal year of my career. Like, anybody that's starting a career in OT, you're going to go through this. So I just thought, like, why not talk about it? Talk about the things that I feel have been so essential to surviving this first year. So let's get into the video. Okay, so my very first tip, I've talked about it in a past video. I think it was my advice for new grads. It is the most important tip. Find a job that fits you. Like, I can't stress that enough. And I know it's the most important, but it's also the hardest because, we don't have that experience behind us. We don't have the knowledge to know exactly what we should be looking for in a job. But when you do find a job that just fits you, like, sorry y'all, my dog is right here. Onyx, move now. My dog is right here, so he kind of distracted me. But anyways, when you do find a job that is just like, I wouldn't say perfect because no job is perfect, but when you do find a job that really fits you well, it makes the world of difference. Like, you're already going through a stressful time being new. Like, being new automatically creates some sense of stress. So adding being new on top of having a stressful work environment, that just creates an amount of stress that nobody should have to go through during this time of their life. So that is my biggest and most important advice, is first find a job that fits you and makes you, for the most part, happy. Yes, there are going to be stressful times at any job that you have, but I feel like there should be more good than bad, in my opinion. So find that job that does compensate you well, but also makes you happy and you actually want to get up and go to work and you actually don't dread the idea of walking into your workplace. So yeah, that is my first and most important tip, in my opinion. Number 2, once you found that workplace, find your mentor. Find somebody that you can go to when you need advice, go to with questions, and just go to when you kind of just need to vent about work stuff. Because, you got your friends, you got your family, you got those people. But like me, I have, unless they're people from my cohort, like, I don't have friends that are in OT. I don't have family that are in OT, so nobody's gonna get it unless they're in it, and so it's so good to have that mentor to just go to for those questions, for that advice, for that just safe space to vent about what's going on. And that doesn't necessarily mean that your mentor has to be at your job. For me, my mentor is not at my job. She's actually my she's my CI. She was my CI, and so just having that support, knowing that I can call her, text her, whatever, whenever I need her, is just so big to me. I really do appreciate her. So yes, find your mentor, find the person that has the experience. And that's another thing, your mentor should have experience under their belt. So that's why I don't consider any of my friends from my cohort my mentors, because they got about this as much experience as I do. So they shouldn't be your mentor. Your mentor should have a good amount of experience under their belt in order to be a mentor to you. So yeah, that's tip number 2. All right, tip number 3. Learn as much as you can. Like literally, like if there's a learning opportunity, go after it, because you think like, oh, I only need to know about X, Y, and Z because these are the patients that I work with, these are the demographics that I work with, these are the diagnoses that I work with. Like, you never know like when you're gonna need some form of information. Like, you might think, oh, like I don't need to know about that topic at all, and then 2 weeks later you're gonna be like, dang, like knowing more about that information that I could have learned about 2 weeks ago would have been very helpful in this situation right now. So, and then what I mean by learn as much as you can, learn as much from your coworkers, learn as much as you can from your boss, learn as much as you can from your mentor, learn as much as you can from other disciplines, not just in OT. Like, learn as much as you can from speech, learn as much as you can from physical therapy, learn as much as you can from like anybody that you're around, anybody that has knowledge to share. Learn as much as you can, because I promise somewhere down the line, it may not be in the near future, that information is going to be so useful to you, and you're going to be so happy that you actually took the time to sit down and listen to that discussion, listen to that conversation, to actually learn more about it. For example, for me, I had a rotation that dealt a lot with AAC devices, and I'm so glad that I paid attention during my rotation, because now at my job now, we're really big on AAC devices, but we're big on a type of AAC device that I learned nothing about. I wasn't even introduced to it during my clinical rotation. So the fact, just because I just had that little understanding from my fieldwork rotation, gave me just a slight foundational knowledge for what I'm like learning on my job now. But if I were just be like, oh, well, actually, I don't think I'm ever going to work with kids that need AAC devices, I don't think this is necessary for my knowledge, like I would be at a huge disadvantage right now, because almost all of my kids use AAC devices at my job right now. So that's just one example. But learn as much as you can. Like that is all. That's a huge piece of advice I have for you. Learn as much as you can. Okay, tip number 4. I just told you to learn as much as you can, but also be ready and willing to admit when you don't know something. That is something that I've learned to be very helpful for me. It just takes that extra piece of stress off of you, that you feel like you have to know everything. So once you get comfortable saying like, hey, actually I don't have the answer to this, but I will figure it out and then I'll get back to you, like that is huge. Like, you don't understand, it takes the stress off of you, while also ensuring to the family member or client, whoever you're talking to, ensuring to them that you're honest with them. Like, there's an honest form of communication going on, that you're not just trying to make stuff up with them, you know? I know that if I was going to a professional and I asked them something and they gave me an answer that later on I found out actually wasn't the correct answer, that would kind of like hinder the trust that I had in that professional. But if I ask that professional a question and they're like, actually I don't have the answer to that, but I will get back with you with an answer, and you actually follow through and get back with them with an answer, I feel like that builds trust. That let me know that you trusted me enough to let me know that you actually didn't know the answer, but you like were going to make sure that you found those answers to my questions. So I don't know if that just made sense, but yeah. So don't be afraid to say I don't know, but I will figure it out and I'll get back to you. Like, that's huge. Yeah. Okay, last tip number 5. Yeah, have a sense of work-life balance. I know that's easier said than done, especially depending on what setting you're in. Yeah, but have that sense of work-life balance. You have to separate work and life. Like, go to work And when you leave work at work. Like, you have to, because if you start letting your days get so busy that you don't have time for documentation at work, and then you start bringing documentation home, like, that's a lot. That is way too much, and you deserve that break. You deserve that division of worlds. Like, being an OT is a wonderful career. It's a wonderful profession. I love it, but that's not all I am. I'm not just Show the OT. Like, I'm not only an OT. I am a daughter. I am a fiance. I am an older sister. I am a friend. I am so many more things than just an OT. And so are you. You have so many different roles. And just like our clients, we make sure they know that. We talk to them about that. What are your roles? What's important to you? What are your values? We talk to them about that. We got to know our own values. We got to know our own roles. We got to know our own values and actually stay true to that. Okay? So we're not always OTs. Take that hat off when you leave work, take it off. You're not an OT. Now, sometimes I do find myself writing a few notes at home. Sometimes if you haven't seen my Instagram, I was making like sensory letter cards for my kids one night. I think it was before Thanksgiving. I was just at home making sensory letter cards, okay? But I actually found enjoyment in that. It wasn't like, oh, I got to make these sensory letter cards. Like, no, I just had a burst of energy and was like, hey, like, this is a cool idea I just had. Let me put it into fruition. So there's okay. It's okay to do a little stuff at home because you are an OT. That is who you are. But don't forget those other parts of who you are. Like, thrive in other areas as well, okay? Because you're not just an OT, you're someone else, and that is okay. It's okay to separate the two. It actually is good for you to separate the two, because being an OT can also have significant burnout. Like, you can get burnt out really fast being an OT, because this is a profession where you need a great level of empathy when it comes to your clients. And so taking off that hat of OT, of empathizer, really, really, really helps. So yeah, those are my 5 tips. I hope that you found them helpful. Those are just 5 things that I really found helpful during these last 10 months. Yes, I have not reached a whole year yet, but I am knocking on 10 months. And I just thought these would be helpful things to discuss with you guys. Once again, I appreciate you guys being patient with me, not getting too upset with me, because when I do take my breaks, like I said, I'm human. I need breaks. I need time away. I'm the type of person that does not want to front for you guys. Like, if I'm not feeling it, I'm not gonna get on here and fake it. I'm just not. Like, I want to come on here and be my authentic self, and so this is the time where I felt able enough to come and give you my authentic self. So thanks so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video, whenever that may be. Bye, guys.